Where is it? I don't even know which of these windows is the game right now. Hold on. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night started. Yeah, here we go. But yes, we are returning to this game, which seems kind of quiet right now. I don't know if it's because of my settings, but it does seem pretty quiet compared to the last... Oh dear, I heard that. Configuration, no. I guess it's just a sound effect for that though. You hear volume, yeah, much volume. It's very quiet and now it's very loud, but it's not how I would expect it. Let's put that at 5, I think. That's a bit more... It lines up a bit better with my actual computer volume right now. But yeah, we're gonna check out the extra modes, I guess, or not. Apparently the new thing that I want to start might not be available yet. I think I read about this. It's not in a perfect state, this game, but either if we go back into the New Game Plus thing or clear the file that I have and beat the final boss again. But it's been so long I don't even remember what's going on in the game at this point. Unacceptable. Alright. Let's see. I don't even know what I'm wearing. I am level 99. I did min-max everything in this game because why not? But what I want is, I guess, to... I don't know, is there worth right now with HP around? Is it... I do have the unlimited ammunition thing, and I do have this thing that lets you... Okay, I do still remember how to control this, at least. But I'm pretty sure that what I'm gonna want to do is go beat the final boss again. However that works, okay. How does it work actually? What are all these markers that I put on the map? I don't remember why that was. Did I actually, is this like an actual New Game Plus thing? I don't remember. Shit. Hold on. I guess I'm gonna try to look for these one of these places that's lighter colored on the map, and if that turns out to be one of the, like a room that I haven't been to yet, then I guess I must assume that I haven't actually, gotten to the end of this file yet, which would compel me to go for the other one, I guess, because I'm pretty sure that what I read that I keep failing to actually get to the final is that, for whatever reason the new like extra modes that show up in the updates don't actually show up. That's because you need to have them in the game. So if you go to beat the game and beat the final boss again, then it should appear at that point. It hasn't already, but see, so this kind of a boss that I haven't beaten yet, the Carpenter or whatever. Master Carpenter. I don't remember to get stuck on the cell, but... Oh, maybe not getting a medal for beating this dude with no damage or what. Okay, so... Rude bone. I'm pretty sure you have to you fight these dudes multiple times. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that pretty much confirms that I didn't actually finish this New Game Plus file yet, so I guess I'll try to do that now. Also loaded out, and I'm now loading back in because I think I might have been going for like all the medals on this file, and I don't know if you can get the medals for like the hidden bosses if you don't get it on the first confrontation with them. I don't know how that works, or if that's actually true, but hold on. Let me see if I can remember how to even get to the final boss. What am I missing here? How do we get to the Den of Behemoths? Have I not been to the friggin' train stage yet? Is that why that's not lit up? That might be it. Did I need to do anything else to be able to access the train stage? I don't remember. Hold on. Let's go to the Twin Dragons Towers. And this might take a little bit longer than I... Actually, no, we have been there, so why the fuck is it obscured on the map like that? What happens if we go there? Because of the distance? And I really need to, like, replay this game on my own time soon, but... I guess it's just that part of the map, but yeah, how do we get to the Den of Behemoths? That's where we need to go to actually be beaten Geo yet or whatever in this. I like to imagine that we have. Maybe we haven't. Let's see. I think that might have been. That might have actually been where I stopped because that was like the last achievement that I needed to get. I don't remember that now. The last achievement I needed to get all achievements was apparently a secret ending that you can get if you like beat Jibo after getting the Zangetsu thing and are able to see the final boss or the true boss in that fight, but you still choose to ignore it. So it's like I've forgotten how many details he put into this game to fucking make it like it's basically Symphony of the Night 2.0, but let's do that right now, I guess. What if we kill Jibo while instead of slashing the moon?
Next time, obey.
I don't remember how this works, but I don't need to worry about that. Bang, bang, and there you go. Yeah.
Forgive me, Jibo. But was it the right thing?
Yeah, what? Oh no, there you go.
With that many shards bound to you, you will be all too easy to possess.
And there's the other bad ending that you can get in this game that you get an achievement for, and that I missed the first time playing. And that was basically the actual focus of that particular New Game Plus run, I guess. But let's actually see if I can do a lightning round of the rest of the vanilla game from this point, so I can actually get to the final boss again and beat the final boss. Let's see. Of termination, because all we gotta do, I'm pretty sure that we don't even have to attack Jibo, we just have to use the sword on the moon. So let's see. I don't remember if these are even properly organized, I don't think. I don't know actually. Zangetsu is the sword we need. Try to reacquaint ourselves with how this sword works. We have to use this one. Alright, let's just get down to business here with the moon that gets perspectivized into the background there, but we just have to like survive long enough. We are able to actually do that. Like that. Oh shit. I don't remember if I have to like actually attack the dude for a little bit before it happens or not. I'm just gonna try to survive for now. I guess I'll fuck him a few times just to see what happens. Oh, there we go. Now we're good.
At last, the Liber Logi is mine.
You get that shot that's apparently very conspicuously meant to hide the fact that they couldn't properly animate the guy's face that grabbed the book, so they just shot him from behind. But I didn't even catch that the first time I watched this, but no. Because I'm very bad at paying attention to visual details like that, but okay, Jibo's dead. What gun was I using? I don't even remember. I think it was, yeah. HP rounds. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do now is, yeah, after we do that we go back to the garden and then we cut the moon in the garden, I think is how it works. Where's the garden? There it is. And that's how we access the final set stages, and then we can go be very successful. And then maybe we can do something else. I think one's up here. Yeah, it is. Oh boy, I shouldn't have changed my weapon because we're gonna have to re-equip it anyway.
Curse you.
If we equip this and get it over there, I guess I'll try to do this during my lightning round here, but If we equip this and get to tell during the fight with Gremory in like the ice area that's after this place. Oh gee. Cutscenes. I think if we have that weapon equipped, we get Zangetsu's theme for that fight instead of like the regular boss theme that's supposed to play there, but I've not seen that yet. I shall confirm it. Won't hear from all these people, but no, we're just trying to quickly blaze through everything so that I can get to the final boss and get that again. And maybe unlock the actual New Game Plus mode that I've been aiming to right now.
Alfred?
Oh no, not Alfred, the guy that tried to kill me.
Johanna.
Yeah, that was pretty much just, I guess, the token evil replacement for Sci-Fi. If we're doing the, yeah, in Curse of the Moon, it was pretty much a replacement for Sci-Fi. The parallels to the Castlevania 3 characters. Where's Grant? I think Zangetsu was like the closest guy to Grant, actually. Can't believe fucking Grant got shafted yet again. There isn't anybody who tries to create some kind of adaptation of Castlevania 3 always forget about Grant. I can't believe it. Netflix series, the freaking Julius mode in Dawn of Sorrow, and now this game as well, or this series, I mean. Like, I guess Miriam would be the Belmont, and then Zangetsu would be the closest to Grant, friggin... I guess Zangetsu would have to be Grant. Even though he's definitely have the same kind of power set as him. Hold on. Which route do I follow? Do both routes lead to the same place? No, they don't. I need to go to the other way. So yeah, Miriam would be the Belmont character, I guess Trevor Belmont if you're going for the Castlevania 3 characters. Friggin' Alfred would be Sci-Fi, and obviously Miko is the fake Alucard. Wow. Big memories of doing a fair bit of iron grinding are coming back to me, but I can't believe it's been so long I did that. I'm really gonna have to replay this like in a normal mode after I find some time, which probably won't be too difficult, but still. I don't remember. You have like these special abilities or combos you can do in this game, right? Archives, techniques, yeah, there we go. Do we have any for the guns? I don't remember. There we do. Rapid fire is... Order circle forward and X, I guess. Okay, hold the button down, I guess. Oh yeah, it gets faster. So not really that useful unless you're gonna be shooting at the same massive health opponent in front of you. That's not gonna move for a long ass time. I think it might be not really that useful to me at this point, but probably could be in other contexts. Go ahead and save. Yeah, I guess Miriam Delirium in the same file. Apparently some like special items you can unlock, like meme items that you can get by giving your file a specific name, but it's mostly just catering to like internet people, so I probably won't bother doing that. Oh, look at that, it's money. Actually, we don't want money for this fight, because the more money you have, the harder this boss is. And we have more than 250,000, so it's probably gonna be a riot. Oh, we'll try it.
Let's put your luck to the test.
Oh, it's shoot him in the head. It's even like... Shit. I think it's gonna be way more difficult than it should be, just because, you know...
Just watch as I clean you out.
I'm gonna get cleaned out, but I'm sure we get our money back, even if we beat him. I'd like to imagine so, at least. But it's really the only time I've actually beating him legitimately in the past is just by spending all my fucking money and then he became a joke in the past. So shit. I don't think there's these 6 people, it's... freaking crab boss from the cliche only does that slamming move. Yeah, do the HP bullets, so anyway, I don't remember. Nothing good for any... oh, hollow points. Okay, so they're not for healing themselves, that's what I thought they were for a while at least. Yeah, I don't know if he has like a maximum threshold for health. If I'm just actually like making this fight way more difficult for myself. I should have plenty of healing items at least if I decide I need them. I could just do the fucking EGAF move. Rather than just even reaching. Hold on. Let's use an item. What do I have? I have some healing items like fucking fried fish. I don't know. Like chicken, sponge cake. I don't know if I would want that for anything else. Fairy oil heal only used by Carabos. Oh, we can't even use it because Carabos is... oh. And we just have the friggin' Knight Familiar, so... guess we'll pop some fried fish. Yeah. At that point I don't know how you would dodge that, but... did we beat him in spite of the fact that we... yeah, I guess we did. Right, so it's not impossible, even if we have that attack. Do we get our money back? We do get our money back, alright. Might just well clean you out. I guess he does have like an upper threshold for health. If you do this crap like I do and come back to the game way later than you ought to. Oh shoot. Don't come back to this specific part of the game way later than you ought to. I mean, game that apparently accounts for that, and I guess I should also be replaying sometime soon is Indivisible, but just came out with a new DLC for it, so I don't know. I think this would probably come first since I'm a lot more used to the Metroidvania gameplay. I mean, Indivisible is kind of Metroidvania-esque as well, but still. Let's see, where do we go now? Just... actually, where do we go now? To go down here? I think we do have to go down here. Oh, hello, the Panda Box. How are you doing tonight, today, whatever time of day maybe? Welcome in. I guess maybe upstairs soon, I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to remember where I've seen people have the time. I feel like that's it. Welcome to me attempting to... there's an actual broken thing here. Attempting to... oh, it was for a HP max up or whatever. Maybe it wasn't, because... I'm pretty sure even if I wanted to, I can't increase my health anymore, and I'm at the upper limit for that, but... okay, well, where do I go now? We'll have the map for this, because it's all new game plus stuff. Okay, just keep going right down. I feel like I was in the middle of a sentence and then I immediately forgot what it was. I think it was just I'm trying to get to the end of this game like very quickly, completing this like new game plus run so that I can maybe trigger the appearance of the other game that I'm actually wanting to play, which is this game but with a different character that they just updated it with today. We're gonna get fight OD, I guess we didn't anger him enough in this timeline. Okay. Let's see how the walls working. There we go. Maybe they improved the tracking system for like stream slaying quests in this since I last checked. It's 3:40 AM XD, oh boy. That's a mood, that's what I would say if I usually said stuff like that, which I guess I don't, but I already did it anyway, so... and let me tell you about yesterday. I woke up at like 5 in the morning and then managed to stay awake the entire day with the intention of making my sleep cycle be less terrible, and I mostly succeeded, but... Ended up staying awake until like 2 or 3 a.m. and then I just kind of passed out in my chair for like 4 hours. And then I woke up at like 7 and I went to bed and I slept for another like 2 hours. And then before you know it, it is the present time. I don't remember if I have to go right here to get to the final boss or left. Thank goodness I remembered how to use one of those powers. Wake up at 12 a.m. then go to sleep around 4 a.m. Honestly, that's not very far off from like what my optimal sleep cycle would be at this point, since I do everything from home currently, but half the time it ends up being way worse. It's either like 6 hours before that for both waking up and going to bed, or 6 hours after that. Something terrible like that. Maybe not 6, more like 3, but oh yeah, I forgot about this. I have to fight Burnley first. Maybe I already messed up the possibility of having different music because I forgot to change my weapon, but...
You may possess the blade now.
Well, I do possess the blade now, I guess I will try to use the blade. So far this does sound like the regular boss theme. But not anymore, okay, so even if you change it during the fight, it changes it. Because I've used both of these songs in the video game education games, so I talk about notations. I know what both of them are called. This one is called Exorcism, and the regular boss theme, which is not this one, but the one I was playing before, this one was called The Executioners. This one I'm actually not sure. I'd be nice to cancel her freaking beam attack, I don't know how.
Curse you!
I'm just doing lightning rod and all this anyway. Waiting for Monster Hunter World Reset to get another siege now. Oh boy. So, what, did it go from Safi Siege to Cobra Siege, or did it reset back to Safi Siege? Because I think that they're saying like the event ended today or something, but because of the current situation they're gonna keep all of the event quests active or something. So we can still go hunt Cobra and maybe even do Safi for whatever reason. At least now I can help Sarah with Safi. Oh, there we go. See, I don't even know if I was actually talking about this with Sarah for a little bit when she came in here, but like a few days ago, but not even sure like which of those two is even the current meta for weapons anymore. Is it the Safi Siege or is it the MR Cobra Siege? Heck if I know.
Dimension shift! Dimension shift!
Or is it dependent on the weapon type that you use?
Dimension shift!
By the way, dimension shift. I don't even know if it's good for this fight, but it doesn't matter anyway. Also, please look away if you don't want spoilers for this game, because that's about to happen. Oops, too late. Alright. Just do unacceptable, that's probably gonna be easy street here. I think I do have the thing that gives you like infinite magic, so it's kind of unacceptable. Do it for this phase and also do it for the actual final phase. Meta is Safi or Teobraki. Noki Braki or whatever it's called. I forget what its actual name is. It's Raging Braki. I guess Teobraki for... or do you mean like part Teostra, part Raging Braki? I'm try go back and switch to the gun again. Be a good idea. I'm pretty sure that for dual blades, a lot of people say that the tail set is better because it's got the whole master's touch thing. Just like, you know, you gotta have that if you're gonna have a weapon like dual blades that has a lot of sustained, what do you call it, like basically sharpness eating strike sets and combos. Also, let's see if they fix that glitch that happened in the old versions of the game where the lightning noises from this and animation keep playing after the cutscene is done because of I don't know why. Hopefully they fix it. I didn't even hear them before maybe they just remove them altogether and that's how they fix it. Oh well. Not very imaginative. Farm Kulva for meta, farm Safi for Kulva. Farm Kulva for meta and farm Safi for Kulva, so you want to like farm Safi first to get to that meta and then farm Kulva with the weapons that you get from that. I'm not sure. I don't know anymore. I just like, I don't even know, like I'm worried about perceiving the meta stuff myself. I just kind of go off of what I see other people say. Which is why I went full potted cold silver Rathalos set and haven't really bothered to switch off of that since. And there we go. We beat the final boost, so I guess if what we heard was any indication, that should make the mode appear. Yeah. Even more randomizer mode, hold on. Well, that wasn't there before, so... Oh, here we go, now it's showing up. So in file 3, my name is gonna be, let's see. Yes. What? We're not Miriam because we're Zangetsu, we're gonna play on normal difficulty. Sorry. Oh boy. Better memorize all of these, I guess I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Fucking. Memorize all of these combos and all of these inputs now. Bone knives, quick slash, okay. Quick slash, fierce slash. Bone knives, which I guess takes up mana, that's what that is. Restrain, oh that's the chain, which doesn't take up mana, which is nice. I wouldn't mind. I guess upgrades your sword or whatever. And your other attacks, how about empty blade, what is this? Oh, it's the uppercuts. Apparently also takes up mana. I don't remember that happened in the regular game. Then God's Blade, Wild God's Blade. Flying Bashram. Eternity, I guess, is like a counter move and then... Oh shit, okay. I'm definitely not gonna remember all these controls, but hope. Ooh. Also do this. Just change our... I would also do like the backdash. Let's just try to give it a go and see how we do. I do remember liking the bonus modes in the other Metroidvania games a good bit. Like, I'm pretty sure the first one that I can remember like this is the Witcher mode from Symphony of the Night, but there's also like... I saw anything like that in the first GBA one it was... You didn't get to play as a different character, but you did get to play with like different stat progression. I do remember that. That was Circle of the Moon, but then... In Harmony of the Silence you did get to play as a different character, that was Maxim, and then in Art of Sorrow you get to play as Julius, and you get to do that too in Dawn of Sorrow. And then in Sort of Ruin there's like 3 different sets of characters you can play as. Yeah, as New Game Plus, it's like the sisters, and play as Stella and Loretta, you can play as Victor and Maria, and you can play as the old Axe Armor, which is like the most fun nonsense of the game. It's like actually the most challenging run of that game, but... Switch to Kulva to farm endgame. It's so frustrating. At least now I'd get some new deco quests. Oh man, for the peasants without attack and agitator +4 like me, yeah. Yeah, that's probably the most frustrating RNG grind in that game. It's just like trying to get the freaking the min-max decos. What to go for. Most min-max build that you can imagine. You gotta get those level 4 decos for mixing stuff up and getting like the hard skill upgrade stuff and that junk. I keep forgetting I can do this. I should probably do that more often. I don't even know if it helps, but I have to imagine that it does. There's also a new game plus mode in one of these that I forgot to remember. Well, yes, I forgot to remember. That makes sense now. I forgot to mention it was the Alvis mode from Order of Ecclesia, which... that's one sense in... I liked Order of Ecclesia a lot, but I guess that's one sense in which it was lacking, having a bit more variety in the New Game Plus modes. This Portrait of Ruin set the bar too high. It's like my... I'm pretty sure that's tied with Eye of Sorrow for my favorite Metroidvania of all time, but... I should have mentioned that in plenty of places. At least now I have an immortal build with Kulva that like 300 health in Ordinary. Oh boy. 300 health, what's that mean? Like... I'm trying to imagine what that would mean and I'm trying to come up with anything. Guess we're gonna save. I gotta go through as much of this as possible. Hey look, we got our own portrait and everything. Spamming max potions, didn't even finish a full stack of max potion. Oh boy. But like, did you heal yourself for like play support? Something that I keep talking about occasionally and like hearing people talk about. Also, different occasions I guess is the whole Mushromancer support build, which is just like having Mushromancer and having the T-Rex free meal thing and just getting a bunch of Unravelers and just popping them constantly. And basically becoming immortal that way, I guess. Running around spamming max potions with Divine Blessing +5. Yeah. I don't think I've ever tried like a more dedicated Divine Blessing build. I wonder how much that really would help, honestly. What if you're trying to spam this in this mode, I wonder. Oh, you don't do it, it's already broken. Never mind. It's actually a bit of a question. How it's, the mechanics in this game that require Miriam to use her magical arm aim to open or rotate something or whatever. How's that gonna work with Zangetsu or whatever? But we'll get there. We'll find out, but we shouldn't be going this way because there's probably kind of sequence breaking there even though the game just lets us do it in this mode. Is this Castlevania? This is, I mean this is basically as close as you can get to good Castlevania these days, which this was made by a host of different people who used to make the Castlevania games for Konami, but that left after Konami decided, hey, it's Eternal Patchy's Lot Power Hour now. Including Koji Harashi, aka Iga, the main director of the Castlevania series, or at least a little before that happened. And now this is called Bloodstained. This game is called Ritual of the Night because it's basically a big love letter to the whole genre and also specifically to Symphony of the Night, which is like the Castlevania game that everybody knows. I guess this wasn't sequence breaking, we are supposed to have this way. But it's got mechanics from some of the other games I was talking about. The whole thing. I guess we're not gonna see it in this mode because it's a different character, but the whole thing where you can a shard from each unique monster and use that to like cast a special power, which you can't actually do with this character, so it's kind of weird at this moment, but that whole thing is pretty much a callback to how the souls worked in another of the Castlevania games, which is Aria of Sorrow and Lord of Sorrow. Those two have the same protagonist and kind of the same mechanics. And Aria of Sorrow is, like I said, basically my favorite Castlevania game, tied with another one of those, which is Pokémon. But that one doesn't have a soul mechanic, it's just like more traditional mechanics, but done really well. And whole partner system. Love the anime on Netflix. We have, I did watch pretty much all the anime on Netflix that's out right now. And, I would honestly say I kind of have mixed feelings about the anime, because the thing about it is that it's pretty good on its own. Like, it's pretty interesting and pretty tightly crafted, I guess, would be one way to put it, but one thing I don't really like about it is that at this point it basically doesn't really have anything to do with the games. Because like it's supposed to be based off, like in the beginning it was supposed to be based off of the plot of Castlevania 3, which is, if you, in very summarized terms, if you follow what happens in the actual game, it's just wherever Grant, Sypha and Alucard go after Dracula and they kill Dracula, and that happens. And I guess you could say they mostly went with that, and you know, as far as they could with trying to adapt that into a different format, but there's a bunch of weird changes that I don't really know why they were made, like the mission of Grant, which I was bitching about like a while ago, which is another character that, you know, is supposed to be one of the main characters in the original Castlevania 3, but for some reason was cut out of the anime entirely, and the whole thing with other characters going on in the background in the, okay, can you actually light this one? Yeah, you can, there we go. It's a shortcut. Oh shit. Just looking at to the other monitor for a second, so I wasn't paying attention, but like the other characters that get focused in the anime, from what I've seen of it so far, what are they called? Hector and Isaac. Hector and Isaac are originally from another game, which is set after Castlevania 3, which is Curse of Darkness. This box. I remember this box being very problematic during the beta build of this game. I guess they fixed it. But, well, to once again, in very summarized terms, I have a very hard time in associating the Hector of the anime with the Hector of the games. It's like he got extremely incompetent for no reason, and like Isaac's whole character is also completely different from what you see in the game. But you could say it's a little more complex, a little more nuanced, but it also kind of means that I don't know how the heck they're gonna try to reconcile anything that might be forthcoming in the anime with what happened in the games with those two characters, and also the whole thing with Carmilla somehow being a central character when there's one Castlevania game in which she even had lines and it's not even canon at this point, so that part's also kind of sticks out to me, put it that way. Alucard, nothing like the one. Well, I mean, with Alucard, it's pretty obvious that they went with the, well, we got this little FMV, but
Bloodstained.
most of these cutscenes are just being skipped over for obvious reasons. It's pretty obvious that they went with the, visually, with the Alucard design from Symphony of the Night, because that's what everyone knows, and that's what was used in basically every game that he was in after Symphony of the Night, but it's kind of funny because I pretty much mentioned this to everyone to listen. It's, if you look at the actual original Castlevania 3, Alucard didn't actually look like that in the beginning. He looked like a freaking, like you would expect a vampire to look in like a 1920s movie. That's what he looked like. And then he never had any design like that again, which makes some degree of sense. I guess he wanted to be more consistent with the Symphony version. And all the NPCs here are gone. I guess we just need to explore these rooms just so that we can open the door up there. And, oh, never mind, we can just walk up to it. I'm pretty sure I could go on for at least a little while longer about my grievances with the changes and the differences in the Castlevania anime, but I think you kind of get the picture at this point. It's just like sure, it's pretty well done for what it's worth, but is it really a good adaptation? I don't think I would say that, no. That's something else that I could go on about for. I should stand here, well, yes I do. There we go. Could go on about for hours at a time. Massive snob about fidelity in adaptations. Going around for hours and hours about how I watched like at least 80% of the screen adaptations of freaking Sherlock Holmes that are out there, and I really only like 2 of them, I would say, specifically because they're loyal to the original stories and they don't fuck with the characters in weird ways. Well, maybe more than 2, but still. There's a couple of really famous ones that one of them I am mostly okay with and the other one I really hate. But I wouldn't call them good adaptations. Or, a whole bunch of different topics, but probably shouldn't at this time. So let's see, I'm guessing that because this is a bonus Needing Plus mode, we're gonna be able to just go underwater from the beginning. That's some sequence breaking right there. We'd go this way for a little while and try to, I do remember there was like a glitched out alcove up in here. I wonder if they fix that. This could be an opportunity to discover that, yeah, if you like. Well, I probably shouldn't fuck around in here because I don't think they changed the geometry here. And I remember this place you can like do this and kind of get stuck here, and the only way out is to slide out. But fuck, I don't remember. Maybe there was something that happened there with Miriam where if you like slide out and get right into the water and have like a shard active, you can't actually do anything but just move side to side on the surface of the water. It's probably not the sort of thing I should actively try to recreate while I'm playing. Not like in full bug testing mode right now. Any thoughts on Final Fantasy 15? Just downloaded. Well, I'm assuming FF15 means Final Fantasy 15. Yeah. I never actually played that actually, or seen a lot of it, so I can't really tell you much. Probably will play it at some point before I die, but probably not anytime soon. I don't know, I've heard that, I don't know if I've heard many specific things about it actually. I think I vaguely remember hearing about somebody saying that they hated the ending or something, or the final boss, or something along those lines. I honestly don't remember the specifics of that. Yeah, so I honestly couldn't speak to any of that because, like I said, I've never actually played the game myself. Just, the sort of newish Final Fantasy thing that I probably will play sometime in the foreseeable future will be the 7 remake whenever that comes to PC, because I am fully expecting it to, along with a bunch of other people that I've talked to who are doing the same thing. Power leveling. Oh goodness. The first Final Fantasy game, my typing is boo. Oh boy, PC is coming next year, hopefully, yeah, hopefully. I mean, honestly, I do have a PS4, I could get it for PS4, but Since, you know, there's a whole talk of... apparently PS5 is coming before too long, and there's a whole dilemma of how is the... Apparently saves are going to be transferable between the different chapters or parts of it or whatever. How is that going to work between, like, if you started on PS4, you're going to have to finish it on PS5. You're going to get cock-blocked if you don't want to not buy a new console just to keep playing the next parts of the game. But that also kind of makes me think, like, the whole, you know, episodic thing, it's pretty much confirmed, and I've heard from a lot of people that the current game that's out ends when you get out of mid-level, and it's like a 60-hour game. But as far as I know, they've only been advertising it as just Final Fantasy VII Remake, like, it's not FF7 Remake Part 1 or whatever. I'm kind of wondering how they're gonna handle the other releases. Like, are they gonna do like the freaking Lord of the Rings? Each one has a different subtitle or something, but that would be weird too, because the first one doesn't have that. Unless they change Remake to something else entirely, which would be even stranger, I think. Also, I can get money in this game even though I don't... Oh. I'm doing this in the wrong order because I sequence work. Oh well. I can go all the way up here already because I have the super jump. I probably shouldn't be up here yet though. I can get a... Oh, not great. There we go. That was like that kind of... You shouldn't fuck around with sequence breaking too much though, because I'm afraid that it'll actually make things significantly more difficult. Okay, so the whole puzzle here we need to use like a combination of shards to get past the spikes is just gone. I guess that makes sense. We don't need to use this thing. Which makes weird changes in the audio level for some reason. Okay, we'll not actually go up there yet. Sorry, what? XXOX Series X is still inferior to PC gaming. Oh man. We're talking about like console hardware, because that's something that I'm definitely ignorant about. And Cathedral. I'll be here either, but this is technically less sequence ready than going to the underground waterway place, I guess. So it's a good thing that I broke out of there. I'm level what at this point? I am level 9, alright. Let's clear that out, and then... Hardware's like 2018 except SSD. It is actually good with 1 terabyte. Oh, Xbox Series X, I just realized what that's what I was supposed to say. SSD that is actually good with 1 terabyte. I mean, SSD doesn't sound bad for a drive on a console. I remember how to do that move. I guess all the bookshelves are also gone. So I should probably move the microphone a little bit so I don't accidentally move or keep bumping into it with my head just by moving side to side. That's probably a little better. There. We'll have upgrade modules, but I don't know about price yet. I mean, I think I've heard about putting out hardware for like drives for the PS4, but I don't think that's something I'll ever see to do myself just because I don't get a lot of console games anymore. Pretty much the only reason that I got a PS4, honestly, is because of the exclusives, and I don't even have to worry about that for much longer because like stuff like Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC. Like about the only thing that I would I want to play on PS4 that I don't think is going to come out on PC anytime soon, at least probably never before emulation catches up to it would be The Last of Us. It's the one thing that comes to mind right now. Other than that, there's like friggin' Kingdom Hearts, the stuff that I already own, Kingdom Hearts Until Dawn, Bloodborne. What even do I have that I want to get on PS4 because that's an exclusive thing? Could just look to the right of me, I'm sure that's where my pile of PS4 games is, but boy. But why would I do that when I can just try to pick my own game and fail to come over with anything instead? Oh, let's go the other way. I don't remember which of these places are even the right things here. Evidently not this way. Spider-Man, please, I need it. Oh yeah, that's actually one of the games that I got when I bought my PS4, actually. That's one game that's... Strangely enough, I started playing and I did play for a good while, but I never actually finished. Shit, maybe I could like come back to that even on stream or something. I don't know if anyone would want me to do that though. It's kind of weird because from what I remember playing it, the PS4 Spider-Man game is pretty comparable, if not entirely similar, at least pretty comparable to the friggin' Batman Arkham games, and all those came out of PC. It's like a different publisher altogether, so this is a false equivalence of maybe, but yeah, it's something that stands out to me regardless. God of War PS4, yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that that one's good, but I feel that if I were to play that, I would at least want to play the God of War games on PS2, which I played the first one of those. There's only two, I think. I played the first of those and I started playing the second one, but it didn't actually play a lot of it. Maybe three, I think. The third one came out in like remastered on PS4 as well. But from what I do remember, I did manage to beat, well, I know that I did manage to beat the first God of War game on PS2, and that one was oddly captivating, even though I'm not usually like that big into that kind of action, almost 3D beat-em-up combat. And I did like 99% of that, except for the 3D stage, which was basically the one that the developers later came out and publicly admitted that they didn't test. And, you know, it's kind of fitting for this game, because another Castlevania game that... or another game that was in that style that I remember liking, even though I didn't like it as a Castlevania game. Was the first Lords of Shadow, which is... we can put these here in this home. I guess this... there we go. First Lords of Shadow game, which was... I mean, it's a terrible follow-up to Castlevania as a whole, but... the first game was pretty alright as a game, I guess. If you try to forget for a second that it's supposed to be a Castlevania game, then it's actually not bad, but the other two Lords of Shadow games are pretty terrible, especially freaking Mirror of Fate. It was like, it's trying to be something that people will like better, but it just turned into something infinitely worse. So I guess we can't get past this thing, or can we? I'm trying to remember how this even worked in base game. It's supposed to have like a power that moves this thing, but I guess it doesn't apply anymore. Can you just go over it? Is that the thing, or... you can go over it, but you can't get in the middle there, so... we'd imagine there would be a way. What was I talking about? I was talking about God of War and Lord of Shadow, yes, but before that I was talking about PS4 exclusives, and I mean, I don't know, I feel like there's at least a couple other games also say hi to the aircraft, I guess. One of that is probably a plane. I'm pretty sure I know how helicopters sound well, and they are a lot more obnoxious like motorcycles, except they fly. I'm sure there were at least a couple other games in Last of Us that I wanted to look at that were PS4 exclusives on this right now, but not really coming up with them at the moment. Oh well. I want to place it up here and see what I find. Here we go. Max up, I do not mind if I do, and I remember there's actually a boss in the garden before we go back to the entrance. I guess the answer is no at the moment. This just loops back immediately. I just realized that the Mako weed isn't even oh shit. Isn't even able to hurt me yet. It's had like an instant thing. That's basically what have I been ranting about for the past 10 minutes, like my perspective with PS4 stuff, and before that I don't even remember what I was talking about. Probably something else completely. Fidelity of Castlevania games? Nah. The canon of Castlevania games, no. I honestly don't even know if I could say the words Castlevania canon seriously. I know for a fact that I can't say the words Doctor Who canon seriously, for one thing. Or at least not in the conventional sense. See, that's like a big debate right now because of the shit show that it's turned into the last few iterations. I'm fighting myself. Oh, there we go. Archives Compendium, what? We get a compendium here even if we're playing as a different character, I guess. Oh, this is different. Talismans imbued with dharmic power, they augment Zangetsu's strength in place of the eye and arm which he lost. Allow him to create special zones over which he has absolute control. Right. I don't know if that's the type of upgrade in this mode that we haven't found yet, but certainly what it made it sound like. And so far everything seems the same as in the vanilla mode, other than a bunch of stuff being missing. I guess I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go over like the entire game right now if I'm gonna treat it like a randomizer for... Like if I was doing a randomizer run for like one of the DS Castlevanias or something, which I actually did one of those recently because somebody else I like to watch, which is Game Tracks, was doing the normal playthrough of Dawn of Sorrow, and that just made me feel like doing a Dawn of Sorrow randomizer. I ended up just doing that in one night, which was a pretty good idea, so just let me staying up way too late. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but I guess that worked out. Didn't mean to do that move I need, but I think that's gonna happen a lot more often in this mode. I don't remember still like a hairdresser before here. Remember that for some reason, but I can't remember all the breakable floors in like Symphony of the Night. I barely remember where the sword familiar was, because it's one of those floors that for some, or not even floor, it's a ceiling in the regular castle. But for some reason the fair familiar doesn't even tell you about. like immune to her detection for some reason. Sure, this is a shortcut back to the cathedral, so let's not actually go there yet. Let's see. What are you even supposed to do in the game at this point? I think you get to the cathedral through a different direction. It's the actual intended progression. You need to replay the vanilla game of this, like I've said. Vanilla game of this and the vanilla game of Indivisible, so I can try out the New Game Plus mode in that. This is Savoring Horikoria. It's been such a... It's been like months since I played this, but I still remember the general position of some things. We can just break all of these paintings with a single strike right now, that's nice. I think I remember this being a little bit more challenging when I was playing it in vanilla. Like this climb, I mean. Not just because of the difference in attack power, but also in just general defense and endurance, but... So far I'm pretty sure this is closer to like the Julius modes, for example, that you would see in... Can we not get through here as Zangetsu? I guess we can't. We have to go around. Or maybe we do something else, but no, I think we'd have to do like, you know, send a chain through the gap, which I guess we can't really do. It's just something that's closed off to us. But yeah, so far this does feel a lot closer to like, I don't know, the Julius mode from the Sorrow games as opposed to, for example, the Richter mode from Symphony of the Night, which was like, it starts out kind of easy because you get like a bunch of upgrades and you get all the mobility stuff from the beginning, but you also quickly realize that you're gonna die really quickly, and without your specialized equipment that you can get into the vanilla game, you can't really build for survival as much as you would like. So, like, starting Richter mode in Symphony of the Night is actually pretty simple, but actually finishing it is it's actually really difficult. Especially if you want to kill all the bosses as well, like freaking trying to kill Garland with Richters. It's a pretty formidable challenge, to put it one way. Okay, what if we just take the horizontal route here? What level have we hit already with this guy? We've hit level 14. And this is where we would usually find the aesthetic customization NPC, but now he's just gone. And there's a picture of Dominique. I don't remember if that was there at first in the vanilla game as well. I think it might have been. Not quite sure exactly what that could be. Surely it can't be an implication. It's how these blood swords, Bloodbringer, just die in a very edgy way, and then it dies in a very comical way. Sure, I made note of that when I was first playing through this game, but I think that Bloodsword enemy is a pretty weird callback, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like the Bloodsword enemies from Circle of the Moon. Okay, but we're supposed to fight this boss next, the Kraftwerk or whatever. Not sure that's what it's actually called, Kraftwerk. I don't think I can get boss medals in this mode, but I should at least try for it. done with a couple of bosses. And I'm pretty sure, now that I remember, yeah, I'm pretty sure Craftwork's shard is supposed to enable you to move those statues around, but I guess maybe that's just not gonna happen at all with in this mode. Okay, we can make it ice, we can make it electricity, and we can make it fire, or just none of them. I guess we're gonna try ice for a bit. Maybe that's stronger. Maybe it isn't, and maybe I'm very misguided, but I guess we'll see. Figures for that the blood sword helped us level up. Thank goodness that this counts as an uppercut, because otherwise this would be a pain in the ass to this room would be a pain in the ass to try and navigate and deal with the gargoyles as well. I mean, probably not really, but still. So yeah, look at that painting in the background whose sole purpose is to interact with you. I'm pretty sure that's a callback to yet another painting in Dawn of Sorrow. Has moving eyes and they follow you around, but it has no purpose other than to exist and be slightly creepy, I guess. I don't remember. What were you supposed to do after you get the Craftwork thing? Oh god, really gonna need to replay this vanilla soon. Just so I can freaking reacquaint myself with the progression, so I can also try to randomize mode. Something else I'm probably gonna be wanting to do soon. So we'll go back around this way, though. I don't think we're supposed to be able to climb up the different towers in this area yet, but... What's to stop a guy from trying when he's defeated sequence break? I'm pretty sure if I recall this is also the area where you fight Bloodless, which is one of the bosses that you need to kill to get the secret to actually be able to watch the training. Or something like that. I don't remember if Bloodless is actually like let's say, like the equivalent of Paranoia from Dawn of Sorrow, in which it's the well, which is to say that she's the optional boss that you need to find so you can find like the true ending route or whatever, but I recall of the vanilla progression for this game, that's probably not very far off from the truth. Also, oh yeah, there's hidden stuff in the belts, which occurred to me at the last moment to do that, because I'm pretty sure that that's something else that you could discover in I think Dawn of Sorrow, yeah, if you do the super jump into the bells in that game, you can find secret items. But I guess for now we're going this way. Okay, I guess we can't open that door yet. There's like different walls, floors, or ceilings that we can find in that little alcove, so I guess we just go this way for now. Oh hey, it's called the Hammer Heads. That's one of the Medusa heads in this game. I forgot that they showed up in this room. I do like how they basically came up with a replacement for all the basic Castlevania enemies without just doing a straight up copy. Gotta have the Medusa heads, gotta have the freaking skeletons, the zombies, the axe armors. What else? Just the werewolves. I don't think there's an equivalent for the werewolves in this that acts exactly like the werewolves from Castlevania though. It's always like showy and acrobatic. I think that's quite the same degree in this game with any of the like big beast enemies. All the horse enemies or the rider enemies that just go back and forth and run into you. I guess the Valhalla Knights, or that's another name for those guys. It's Strider Knights, Undead Warriors, generic stuff like that. Let's see, can we open this door yet from this? Maybe we can read too. Shit, trying to avoid that, but I guess that time at least I didn't get cursed. What else can we find here? I don't remember if this is supposed to like lead you to a boss in the vanilla progression or if, oh shit. I just fucking hit this guy from distance. I just realized we get different stuff with the knives depending on what element we have. Shield outsider. I forgot that these guys were called outsiders, but there you go. Do vaguely recall them having a shield, and I guess because they're supposed to be like the Dead Crusaders from Castlevania, where you attack from a shield and they're completely invincible, but if you manage to find a gap in their defense, then they're actually kind of weak. There we go, more HP max up. Just want to check all the belts in this room just because we can. Guess that one was the exception. Ooh. Oh, I did get interrupted at the other end. What else? You know, it just now occurred to me to try the freaking kick, which I didn't realize I have, but I do have it. There we go. I should be more liberal with my use of these knives, especially when I'm dealing with the lance guys here. And how much longer? Okay, there we go. How much longer would we have to continue on for before we manage to locate a save room? But yeah, that was the answer. But remember, does that mean that Bloodless is going to be up ahead? I think she is, which I don't know if I actually want to deal with her right now. Because we are technically still in early game, and if I recall, you're not really supposed to get here until at least a little bit later. And I think if I recall, what you do with Bloodless is once you get her soul, you can absorb all the blood in the fountain at the beginning, or her shard, you know what I mean. And that's how you get to like the next section of the underground pressure bar, or whatever that's called in this game. Waterway? I think they called it Waterway. Oh shit. Looks somebody else has knife attacks. Nothing in this spell. So for now I'll just map out as much of the cathedral as I can. And get more of these nifty, handy-dandy HP max ups? Yeah, HP max ups. I almost had an HP or MP max up. That's what I got. If I recall, that door back there connects either back to the library or the Tower of the Dragons. Which is places I'm supposed to be going to yet, I'm pretty sure, so to give you an idea of how sequence breaking this is. You know what, let me go ahead and challenge Bloodless right now and probably end up dying. Just to say that we at least tried it. Maybe if we spam enough of our special moves, we'll be alright.
I need more blood.
That's a perennial problem. Whenever now the blood is purple instead of being red. Guessing that's because of the mode that we're playing. Or maybe it's because no, actually that might be because of my own preferences. I think you can actually change the color of the blood in this game. can make it a white blood fountain. Oh shit. I don't even know what she would be weak against element-wise. Guess we don't care right now. Oh wait, that's actually very cool. The Umbrella's actually happy during this fight because they block her attacks. Or her other attacks actually. That's not Scarlet Lust, that's clearly purple. She even saying Scarlet Lust? I give up. I guess we're gonna go with fire. She might be weak with fire. That would make sense for a vampire. Yeah. Bloodsteel. Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh shit. This one will actually be winnable right now. Just because of how comically outmatched we are. Oh shit. Well, I tried, but I'm actually out of magic from that, aren't I? You can't easily get back magic in this room.
Scarlet Thrust.
Yeah. Oh shit, well, we can't... Okay, we go all the way over here, we can't dodge it, but... We can't get on top of the umbrella to... No, never mind, the umbrella just makes a bloodless attack. Oh shit. I don't remember anything about this fight, to be quite frank with you. I'm probably gonna end up dying, but... We can definitely see that it is a valiant effort. Oh shit. Yeah, we can't dodge that.
Scarlet Thrust.
Guess we're dead.
Oh, at last. Sustenance.
Yeah. Even though I don't think I even saw a dying animation for us, that was a little strange, but... Let's not go that far with the sequence breaking. Let's backtrack a little bit. Let's see here. I don't have to backtrack a fair bit, actually, but... Where are you supposed to go after? I guess you just keep going around in the garden. I think that's it, yeah, actually. Going around in the garden and then... Oh man, we were about to level up and everything. Go back in the garden and eventually you're able to get to a new area. Let's actually get an element. Let's get fire again. Fire is probably a good catch-all element for increasing damage. Alright, let's go over here so we can take the upper exit to the left. I don't even know if I want to, but I'm gonna try to map out as much of this place as I can for now. If I keep trying to go up here, it will actively stop me because of what it wants. Okay, so I can make it over here. And do you not get air interrupted if you get hit in the air of Zangetsu? That's pretty nice if that's the case, but... Oh shit. It's still a little bit strange. I'm pretty sure you're not completely immune to knockback as Zangetsu, but... She might be a little bit harder again. You can keep going up there, but you can't actually get there because it's blocked off by the fact that there's a floor above it, you know. That is, in fact, the main reason, right? We're back here. I don't remember if that... I need to move my controller a little bit upward so it doesn't block my inputs. I am playing this with wireless right now. So let's see if we go this way. Yeah, this boat. This goes back to the entrance. I thought maybe it would go back to the garden, but I guess not. But Tarvantville, that's the village. I guess we're gonna go back to the entrance. So let's see, chronologically by this point we've already beaten Zangetsu, we've beaten no boss in the garden, we've beaten no boss in the cathedral. No, we did beat a boss in the cathedral, we beat the hand. I guess I will keep going this way. I don't remember where the warp spot in the garden is, but I guess we're gonna have to keep Well, we out for that. Hold on. Why is there a middle door here that we haven't gone through? What's in here? It's a blank room. Maybe something in this room if this was the vanilla mode. Guess we'll take this route for now. Sometimes when we duck and strike those little Moko, we just get hit by that, and sometimes we don't. That's a little strange. Wonder if there's any more health or magic upgrades that we can grab up here. I don't remember. Hardly not on this side, out in the open. How do we get in there if we can't actually move this thing? We can do this. No, this doesn't help. We're just gonna have to keep ignoring it, which is kind of a problem if you want to like fill out that little square. That's gonna be the puzzle for the day, I guess. How to here's the warp room. We could just use that if we knew it was there. This one is gonna be how does Zangetsu interfere or interact with those statues? And is Zangetsu gonna be able to play the piano? No, the piano's gone. That's unfortunate. Maybe he could get under and, I don't know, play the piano cover of Snake Eater or something. That would be the icing on the cake, but I guess it was far too complicated. Wish I could remember what its shard would do, but at this moment I have not. Let's see, if I recall, here's how to recall. We now have resistance to curse, but we got curse anyway. Yes, well, over here is one of the ways in which you can get down to the underground waterway, but do we want to go there right now, or do we want to keep going to the right? Let's recall. I don't remember what's to the right or if we need that, but up here's another area again. Maybe we're not supposed to be able to go underwater right now, but we might very well be expected to. I do recall these nearby doors should be a save room or a warp room. Probably the former. Oh boy, can't you believe that I'm starting to feel a little bit sleepy, even though I did wake up a little bit later today, like, I don't remember if it was 10 or 11, so logic would dictate that I wouldn't get sleepy until like, I don't know, about 4 hours from now, but that's not how the human brain works, apparently, especially when you're actually trying to adjust its perception or something like that. Which is unfortunate. It's just one of those things that you have to do with. Unfortunately, that you can still find the Shovel Knight enemy in this world, but we cannot let it drop so that we can become Shovel Knight ourselves. I guess that's a challenge run that you could do in this game, just play the whole game with the Shovel Knight armor. Big waterfall, this is indeed about the big waterfall, so... And just like the one in Symphony of the Night, there's a secret room back here, but... Apparently not much to go with it. But there is this door, or this chair that just bounces you around, I think, if you sit on it. Which we can't. Oh no, we can, but we just don't have a separate animation for it right now. That's really awkward. How do you get up here though? Oh shit. How do you get off the chair though? Hold on. You can also fight the chair and treat it as an enemy, but why would you when it so handily takes you places like that? Chair maybe. Guess you would want to do that anyway if you wanted to farm the chair mimic shard. Eventually it will have to be done for all after all. But yeah, I guess that's about it for this place. I think it's another save room, and so it is, but typically we wouldn't be able to get under the water here, so this wouldn't really be an option for playing. So as we can check out, not really do much else in. Okay, so I'm pretty sure they fixed the glitch. I don't know if it was a regular glitch with Zangetsu, or the one where you would like if you make your way into the lockup on the side here and you slide into the corner to the point where you can't walk out anymore, and then you slide. And falling to the water in a single motion. Before it would like freeze your character and only make them able to move from side to side, but I guess they fixed that at some point. Which is, you know, very good news, clearly. Okay. But we're farther west than we actually are, so I don't think this is gonna be a nice way to go. I think that might actually lead to a new area. I think it's very crowded, so I think at the pace I'm going there, what I will probably end up doing is like, I don't know, get into a boss, and then that's probably where to call it, because it's been about 3 hours, and it's not terribly long. I would usually say go for another hour or so, but I mean, I will be going for a little bit longer, but I'm feeling unusually sleepy all of a sudden, and could use some food, so we'll keep going until we get another boss encounter, and then I will call it, which could be in 10 minutes or it could be in 2 hours, who knows. What's still left here? It's a route. Don't remember if these devil demon enemies can curse you, but I suppose maybe they could. All of a sudden the gravity is really hitting me, so I'll just try to remember what's to the left of here. It's a shortcut that's not from this side. I can't remember what the general layout is of these areas. Like, am I below or am I above the lava zone where you fight the upside down dog in the vanilla game? I don't remember what it even is called, what it even is supposed to be, but sure, that's the boss that gives you the upside down power. The one that's in the lava zone, but I don't remember if that's closer to where we are or if we're above like one of the secret laboratories or whatever those are called. I don't quite remember the particulars. I'll have to do so much to reacquaint myself with that. And to go beyond level 18. Soon I will no longer be underage. Or maybe I already am no longer underage, and soon I will be 1 year above that as well, I guess. I like the blue armor, and it's just same as this guy from the actual Castlevania games, but instead of throwing a disc, it throws a freaking lion with 5 legs, because that's kind of what this is. Good bed, good night, good stream. Right, Panda Box, thank you for stopping in. Hope to see you around soon. Have a good night. Probably will have a good night in less time than you would imagine. Or maybe I'll just be stubborn and stay at my chair and stay on the internet even after my brain makes it perfectly clear that I should be falling asleep. Like yesterday. It's anybody's guess at this point, really. Will the hammerheads also turn you into stone? I didn't think that was the case, but I'm pretty sure this is the shortcut to the seal of area we saw in the entrance. Here it is, so let's get a free health max up and open up that door. And then go right back into the fray. I don't know, I still don't know where I'm supposed to be going for the progression, the vanilla progression, but I guess the answer is evidently not there. I don't even remember if there's a boss in this area, to be honest with you. Like, what even would it be? Reaching into like the ether to pull out another board to throw at me. I think that might have been what's going on there, but oh shoot, where do we go now? Do we go back down and go that? We should probably go back to the entrance actually and like try to go back to the into the garden. Seems like a good deal. Like a sensible course of action at this point. It's probably what we're meant to do. Let's go through this room full of doors again. And right below that, that was actually quite well positioned and timed. Channel will go back over this way, we'll go up and to the right. Which is the garden, and this time instead of taking the secret passageway that apparently leads down into the waterway. Place we're not supposed to be able to do much at this point in the story usually. Just keep trying to go right and see where we end up. I wonder if we're still gonna need like the whole thing with the photograph and the silver graph or whatever to get on the train, or if that's gonna be. That's how you do that. How you do that. Or if it's gonna be different. I'm not focusing on my thoughts here, but that's hardly surprising at this point, as I've said. Well, not necessarily as I've said, but what you should be able to discern if you too are sharp-minded. At least in what I have said so far, but not explicitly so. You can kind of figure that at this point my energy has been depleted to such points that that I cannot even remember why like where this whole rant allegory started. It was probably a sensible place though. What's this way? I think this. Well, I don't know what this is. I think if we keep going right in one of these directions, we end up in the Tower of the Twin Dragons, yeah. But this is the way to the train, the Bridge of Evil, the Bunny Girls. The Bunny Girls, and if we can get on the train right now, as I said. guess we might. Oh yeah, we can. There we go, so we can do the train stage right now. I don't know if we want to, but I guess we will give it a try. Can't imagine it would be, like some of the other stuff I can't imagine that we've done. I can't imagine it would be that difficult. Now watch as I get destroyed by everything on here. I guess it's not timed. So it's not like the challenge run that we do in the video game just to transport ourselves from point A to point B. I wonder if we're still gonna be fighting the train boss alongside alongside the other Zangetsu, the one that's the actual computer, but it's over there. And we weren't able to see that from where we were before. But I really should, here we go. Get over here just so I can fill out the map square, and that's literally the only reason. And then come over here. Starting to have trouble keeping my eyes open and not seeing things. But, well, if we do find the train boss, I will consider that a boss fight, so that will be my perfect excuse for putting the stream there. This way, open up the thing, can we, well, I kind of wonder, can we do the thing where we sit by the window and look out the window for a while and fight the guy? Can we close this again? I guess not. I don't see why we would anyway, but I didn't see the option to sit down there. Maybe it's because I think we'd established that Zangetsu has no sitting animation, so guess we can fight the I don't know, is there a bestiary or something? Companion beasts? No, there isn't, so because we can't actually confront, how's it called? Kunekune? Yeah, we can't actually confront the Kunekune with what's his face here? Zangetsu, which is a shame. That's confrontation I certainly would have liked to see. There we go, here's some of the walls that you're supposed to open by pointing at them with Miriam's magic hand, but now they're just open. So we dealt with that. I gotta say, this song does sound oddly Grand Kirkhope, I want to say. Okay, here's the boss. Ouch, ouch. So we do what? We do the, we just spam the, oh for fuck's sake, there we go. Spam the fire attacks. Probably not very, there we go. Not very, weak to fire attacks, given that it's a furnace boss. That's what I was gonna say before my speech failed me completely. This looks like it's the best option so far, but unsurprisingly. Hey, did we kill it already? I think we did. There we go. We defeated the train stage. Now I guess over here, so let's just, no, I think I'm done with the train for now. I guess I will have to board the train. Actually, maybe not. If we find another warp room, we could easily just, use that to travel back and forth instead of going on the train again. But we're gonna go for a little bit longer. We found another save room, but I would like to also find a warp room so I can confirm that. I think there is one not very far from here, actually, so. I guess we can do one more area. I think this is supposed to be a dead end anyway. The underground sorcery lab. I think this is where you get the boss here is to do that move so fast and because it moves on the beams, and that's where you get the ability to use those beams to get to like narrow spaces. And that's what's coming up here. I also recall some breakable floors here and there, but I cannot remember where any of them are. Pretty sure these guys are... They don't break out by themselves? Hold on a second. But you could like break those test tubes to actually make them spawn into the room as enemies, but now they're poisoned. Does it actually hurt you? I don't remember. I guess it does. It's not like in some of the Metroidvania games where instead of actually hurting you, it just kind of makes your attack start to tank for a little while. I think Dawn of Sorrow does that actually, but let me see. How about we try to go into this room? Is this the other academy? Good so up. There we go. I see. Here we go. Even though I couldn't even tell for a second there if I really was really had found a breakable wall or not. But I guess I could have sworn it was rightly so that there was in fact a hidden breakable room there. A wall that led to a breakable wall that led to a hidden room there. That's what I want to say. Yeah, this fucker. You won't even see me. Let's see, I don't remember how this guy fights even. No one even see me is what they would say, but I'm sure I'm gonna get a boss medal for any of these guys anytime soon. I don't know if that's possible in this mode, but how should? Always do this. See, we can do shit too. There we go. Fancy stuff. Oh, now what? How do we get out of here? Actually getting it because of this and gets it on the annoying abilities in this mode. Even though we're almost at 1,000 health. Let's see. I'm sure there isn't actually an exit from this place. You pretty much just come to the idea of the and then the rest of these rooms are just extras, I guess. They're just calculations. Alright, here we go. Oh, found the warp room in this area, I guess. Just the whole end goal of coming in here, but where are you supposed to go after this? I don't think you were supposed to go after here, or to go here yet. That's what I was trying to say. So maybe now we're actually gonna be strong enough to beat up Bloodless, but I don't think so. So yes, next time we'll do the the actual progression thing that we skipped by doing the train first, which is the Tower of the Twin Dragons, but I won't actually be doing it right now. I think I'll probably just gonna be towards this world like off screen, honestly, so I can not get distracted with the other stuff I'm supposed to be streaming, but right now I'm just getting over to the nearest save room so I can actually wrap this up. It's just down here, yeah. I see those like flying cow enemies or whatever they're supposed to be remind me of like the bull-based enemies that were in some of the other Castlevania games, or some of the Castlevania games, I guess, because this isn't a Castlevania game like the Catoblepas and the Gorgon. And specifically I want to say for some reason the cow enemies I'm pretty sure are called Catoblepas and Gorgon that show up in Circle of the Moon, but yeah. There you go. A demon with antenna, with like Kamen Rider antenna, bug antenna, Lubu antenna, whatever you want to call it. I guess a bow and a fancy cape in the save room. Never understood what that bug statue is supposed to be anyway, but there we go. Apparently I guess it's good, because that lets us save, but it's gonna be where I wrap it up for tonight, I think. Hasn't been that long, but Did just save, and yeah, we did just immediately exit the whole application, the whole process. And it's gonna be a good thing that I've got the gamepad set up, since, you know, I actually tried to control the menus in that game in Bloodstained. For whatchamacallit, a little bit earlier today, I want to say, even, and well, let's just say that I don't think all the bugs in this game have been ironed out yet. That's a nice way of putting it, but yeah. It'll be my stream for today, I think, because I'm actually unusually tired for this, well, would be unusually tired for this time, this hour, if I hadn't just spent like a few days trying to adjust my sleep cycle, so I guess somewhat expectedly, but still rather inconveniently tired at this hour. That's what I meant to say. But, yeah. Today is Thursday, so I'll probably be back early-ish tomorrow with some Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I've been doing quite a bit of grinding off-screen for that one for once, so probably not gonna be a completely ineffectual thing tomorrow, but probably still gonna be a few more streams before I can beat the plot of that. So I guess there's a bit more grinding that I want to do. I actually will take that one person's advice that came into the chat sometimes and try to hit max level in that game before I finish the story. Which I'm not very far from at this point, so, you know, shouldn't be that hard of a task. But yeah, tomorrow and either what is it? Either Saturday or Friday I will be streaming Xenoblade Chronicles X, and then I'll probably be returning next week at the usual times if I manage to keep up my sleep schedule with the game that I'm supposed to be doing on the weekdays, which is Mario & Luigi 1 Superstar Saga. I've even considered grinding off-screen in that game, but I don't think that game really requires you to grind at any point, really, if you're just following the normal progression. I think I'm already doing a better job of grinding while going through the game anyway than I did in the past, but yeah, we'll be playing that, and sadly that's what this channel is supposed to be about. I just took a bit of an indie break this week because, you know, Cooks Are Delicious 3, great game that I will continue to go through on my own time, because it's a heck of a ride, but... And Bloodstained Update, another game that I need to replay on my own time, along with another game that I didn't visit this week, but I might in the future, which is Indivisible. I'll be returning to those games on my own time, I think, but yeah, that will be basically it for now. I guess I should put on some music so it's not just the silence of me just ranting away. There we go. And switch over to the end screen. And I guess this is where I would usually say this is where I host or raid somebody, but yes, I will host somebody, because, you know, how Twitch is. You need 2 people at least to raid, and you know how Twitch is. You know how other things are. I guess I could throw a host at somebody at least. Let's see here. Well, Darkblade is live with he said he was playing something else in the Discord. What was it? On the mic Discord it was some old Genesis games, that's what he said, and apparently he's currently doing Streets of Rage 2. There's what else I know with Jack 2, there's the Midnights with Give Us a Cthulhu Adventure, there's Oprycat with Animal Crossing, there's a few other people that I follow but I haven't gotten around to watching too much of just yet. So I know I could throw a host to one of these people at least. I think what we're gonna do today is go over to Oprycat's channel and throw her a host. So, time for me to do a little bit of an outro again, I guess. So, I'll be back on the weekend, as I said, playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, and then on the weekdays with Mario & Luigi 1. And then I was thinking I was gonna do either, I was gonna continue my sequence of RPGs with Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, but maybe I'll do something else, like back to an indie title or just shoehorn in something else I wanted to beat. Like, I wanted to play through the other 2 Shantae games that are currently out that I have before the new one comes out, because apparently that one's coming out soon. So maybe I'll do that, or something else entirely. Like, if I look at my list of games which I don't even have on hand right now, there was at least one other thing that I wanted to do soonish, like, I don't know, I guess The Witness looked nice, but probably be a little bit of a while before I get to that game. Probably should go through my other planned stuff before I play The Witness, but maybe something else entirely, who knows. But anyway, I'm going off about plans for the future when I'm supposed to be talking about the present, and the present is I'm ending stream so we can go host Uppercut, so I will do that in brief. So, you know, thank everybody for coming. Like always, you'll take it easy. I said that in the wrong order, but that doesn't matter. And thanks for chatting, always right whenever people chat. And like I said, I'm gonna be throwing a host to end the stream, and I will see you later.
Sitting under a tree. That's so